I appreciate the fact that you're looking at leadership from a global perspective, not just or being good for a local market or a regional market, but for a global platform.
For sure.
One thing that I would be amiss if I didn't touch would be health and wellness.
Sure.
It's been said that you think many things are important until you lose your health and you realize that's the only thing that's important.
Yeah.
So with all that you've had to achieve and accomplish and work for, with the grueling days and tumultuous nights, mental health and physical health, what is the Gina Din recipe for success?
So I've definitely had challenges at times at various points in my life with mental health.
Yes.
But I sought help very early, and very fortunate to have got the right help and was not afraid to talk about it and to ask for help. I think the problem sometimes with mental health is there's a lot of shame around it, which is very sad, because I think, it's health, just like your body. It's
Yes.
like if you're not feeling well, you'll go to a doctor. If your body's not feeling well, you'll go to a doctor. So, but I'm big into self-care.
Yes.
And whether that's protecting my mind. So I'm very careful in what I digest from a digital point of view. I have a very clear digital diet.
Oh, wow.
In that there's a lot of rubbish that I just won't watch.
Okay.
But I'm also very careful with what I eat.
Yes.
I exercise regularly. I'm very into taking care of my body, ensuring I have massages.
Yes.
I go for walks. I do yoga. I think self-care is so important. Life can be very short. You don't know what's around the corner. But if you can have your health, you can, then you're halfway through. That even if you do get sick, you're fit and you're strong and able to cope with whatever illness it is.
You're one of the most recognizable brands, names in this country. Did you ever at one point have any political thoughts or political aspirations?
No, I don't think you need to be in politics to make a difference. So I want to make a difference, and I hope I have made a difference. I know I've tried to contribute to a country that has given me so much. But I think there's a perception that you have to be in politics to make a difference, and you don't. I'm very interested in politics. Definitely very interested in it. I've worked on, political campaigns in other parts of Africa, and I find it very fascinating to see what it takes to create a leader, political leader. But I do think that it's within all of us to make a difference, and that doesn't mean that we have to go and stand for office or whatever, but we can, in our area of influence, we can definitely make a difference. And I want to do that. I want to continue to do that.
It's beautiful that you've had this opportunity to traverse the continent and to be a daughter of Africa, not just representing Kenya, but even as you go abroad, highlighting the plights of women from across the continent. My question to you now, as you move into this new phase of growth, this new phase of understanding with regards to your background, your heritage, but the heritage of so many other women as you absorb their voices. What is it you feel just to the young woman? She could be in Nanyuki, she could be in Eldoret, she could be in Mombasa, she could be in Ouagadougou. That from your personal overcoming of trials or challenges, or your celebration of triumphs, for example, you would just like to share with her. So basically, I'm asking that small daughter of Africa voice of Ginas. I
think we need to look at stories not just as ones that can malign or disempower.
Yes.
And I think it's I think there's a quote, but I can't remember where it came from. But stories have the ability to validate and empower.
Yes.
And so for me, it would say to the young woman there that's like, you have a story that is a positive story. So much that we have coming out of the continent can be very negative. And that's because as African women, we're not telling our own story. So what the people that are telling our stories are talking about, the poverty, the famine, and the crime, and other important areas like FGM and child marriage, which are important, but they're not the only story.
Yes.
So we have great success stories of women on the continent, and so my whole, I want to be an advocate.
Yes.
For ensuring that African women tell their stories and tell them in their own words.
Beautiful. Gina, it has been an absolute pleasure
Thank you.
hosting you today and listening to you take me through a journey of pre-Gina Din PR, during your Gina Din PR journey, and now as Gina Din, daughter of Africa.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure, and thank you for coming to our home. And I look forward to many more conversations, and I look forward to hearing your story.
Indeed you will. Indeed you will. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this very special edition of 00 Direct, live from the home of Gina Din Karaoke.